Last time on Pink Bike Academy, presented by Monster Hydro, our contestants competed in an FTP ramp test to see who had the best power-to-weight ratio. We combined the results from the first race challenge along with the FTP test, and Israel found himself going home.
This is just a part of the journey, and this part was a marvelous part of the journey.
Our contestants will need to recover from a tough elimination before facing the clock in a high-pressure corner-filled challenge. You are currently interrupting my morning routine of recovery, but don't worry, we're about to get to the action because it's all about corners today.
Ready to go, Kira?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Perfect.
Is it about my heart rate? Because I looked at my watch and it said I made it to 209. I definitely have noticed that my body battery has been super low because I am pushing hard every single day. So I'm really focusing on trying to get that rest because it is quite stressful, the competition. So mentally, I think that's important. Like, obviously, if I was fully rested, then I can perform even better. So that's why I'm trying everything to relax, to de-stress, to just give myself the best chance possible.
Welcome to the first part of today's challenge. Big White has allowed us to create a custom slalom course here in Happy Valley for you all to race. In the winter, this is actually a bunny hill, but today's challenge will not be easy. After a short practice session, you will each be given 3 runs to set your fastest time. The top male and top female times from today will be awarded a special prize. Today's fastest riders will receive a choice of 3 envelopes. In 2 envelopes, there is an advantage heading into the next challenge. In 1 envelope, there is a disadvantage heading into the next challenge. You must choose an envelope. That's all for now. Let's go racing.
Let's see some turn and burn, babies.
Today's first challenge is a grass slalom race. We've marked out a custom course down a slope here at Big White where contestants will have to navigate a series of corners on extremely loose terrain to see who has the best cornering skills. Push too hard and they'll get a face full of dirt. Keep it together, set the fastest time, and they'll be rewarded with a special prize at the end. Mark, as a World Cup downhill racer, how important is it to know how to ride corners like these at speed?
Well, everyone knows that races are won and lost in the corners, so I know for a fact that every top-level racer is going to be working on their corners and spending a lot of time and effort in their training, working on the technical aspect of corners. And most of them are going to do it exactly like this, cones down a loose hill.
I was expecting like maybe 5 or 6, and I'm looking at about 30. When I found out it was grass slalom, I was like just excited, you know, and I saw how many cones there were. Everyone was kind of tripping, and I was excited. I'm very excited. I love cornering. It's one of the things I do. Probably have about 10 cutty tracks pedaling distance from the house. So, you know, I just wanted to enjoy riding my bike today.
Quite a long course.
It looks like they've already figured them out.
Lots of caddies.
What PSI you guys are rocking today?
24 in the front, 28 in the rear.
I assume it's...
Well, there's no shortage of speed coming into the first corner, that's for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
There's a lot of cones out there. Try to stay focused on the next one and not missing one. Gonna be pretty challenging, yeah.
Last week I knew I was the bottom 4, but it was just like praying that I wouldn't go home, so I'm like glad that I had another chance to prove to everybody that I have more than what I showed in my first challenge.
The top looks pretty good, the bottom looks a little tight though.
As soon as Jason said that today's challenge was pretty much all cornering, my heart kind of sank. It's definitely not one of my strengths. I was nervous about this challenge because I think I'm not so good at cornering. I thought, okay, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm allowed to say okay, because I don't know any other word for this. It's all good.
I don't feel like 100% confident in flat cornering, but I know I can go fast, so I just try to focus on that and not get into my head like, oh, maybe I'm not too good at cornering, just try to get it done right.
The slalom side of things, it's definitely where I'm more comfortable. I think I had a little bit of an advantage going into the challenge.
Seven, 6, 5, 4,
Go!
3, 2, 1.
Go!
I was definitely pretty anxious from the get-go as soon as he said that. It was a 2-part challenge based on cornering.
I think my biggest competition today in the slalom was Elena.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Elena coming in hot. BMX background. Ooh, that was
I was just about to say she's really composed.
Flo is an awesome rider. I think in practice she was kind of like holding back a little bit.
Flo's got flow.
And then her first race run, she kind of came out of the gate and was like crushing some corners at the top and was like getting some pedals in up there.
We're gonna see riders pushing way harder now.
The track definitely got looser the more it got ridden, and my first 2 practice runs I actually like felt okay, and then my first actual timed run I felt like garbage, and same with the second.
Feeling a little out of my comfort zone, so
I just knew that for my 3rd run that I had to put in something decent because I knew the first 2 were really bad. I wasn't stoked on my performance, but I was pretty happy that I was able to at least have a clean run for me.
hopefully I think that was my best one, so yeah. Hard to say. I said to myself, just keep it slow and simple, not to push too hard, because I think the risk is high to crash when you push too hard there. So, and I don't want to make any risk.
Nice. Very nice. Good finish.
Nice.
Yeah, Kira. Nice work.
I feel like my first run was probably the smoothest. Second run, I really lost a lot of traction. So it's really hard to tell. I didn't feel like any of them were perfect.
Final rider for the women's category.
I tried to push hard to beat Elena, and actually it was really fun.
Oh yeah, shifting. There you go. Nice. Fun?
Yeah, fun.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how loose?
Richter or Mercalli? Super loose. Like the first part, the upper part is getting every time more loose. So yeah,
So course is changing every lap pretty much? Awesome.
But good, yeah.
Can't be too easy.
Of course.
Mark, I have a question. How do you deal with tracks changing conditions from practice to actual racing?
It's an element of just reacting to what you see. You're never going to guess at 100%, but...
You can only practice so much, and at the end of the day, it's kind of just reacting to things coming at you at like 50 kilometers an hour. Pretty easy stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. It rarely ever goes wrong.
Rarely. Well, we'll see. All right, Cam dropping in. Oh. All right, Kiwi on course. This should be his strength. I've seen a lot of Kiwis inside corners before. Whoa, good save there.
Patience was a virtue on this one.
Do you have more for the next two, you think? Yeah, that was safe.
That was safe.
Oh.
Damn it!
You good? Give her!
Oh, Bradley coming in. Oh! Bradley goes down.
Yeah, Cody!
Oh, he goes down.
Nicely done.
Very good.
Whoa! The slopestyle course is over there, dude. Dude.
That's the limit. Found it.
You good, man?
Yeah, how about rush? Gotta push it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
You got one more.
Yeah. It was literally just YOLO. I literally kept telling myself, like, YOLO, just send it. Like, no matter what, just send it. YOLO. 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 YOLO.
3, 2, 1.
Cody dropping in.
I love turns. I love the slipperier the better. Probably the most comfortable I felt all week, and you know, when you feel comfortable, it's easier to push the limit. When you feel comfortable, it's easy to be happy. I didn't take any air out of my tire. No, I forgot.
What was PSI?
I actually set it up like what I would ride. I was like just telling myself YOLO, and I like completely forgot.
Perfect. Well, it held out.
Whew, that was scary.
Contestants, how fun was that?
Very fun.
Yeah.
Was it hard, easy to find the limit?
Easy to find the limit.
Easy to push past the limit?
Oh, way too easy.
Well, we do have some results for you. As we promised, the fastest male and the fastest female will be able to choose from 3 envelopes. 2 have an advantage, and 1 has a disadvantage heading into the next race. In one envelope is $500.
Really?
In another envelope is the option to add 5 seconds to a competitor's time in the next race. In the third envelope is 5 seconds added to your own time. So on to the results. There was a clear winner today, and that was Cody. Congrats, dude.
To finally feel like myself and ride like myself, it was refreshing. It was revitalizing, and it was very freeing from the negative thoughts in my mind.
Grab an envelope. They've been shuffled.
I want the thick one.
Yeah, right. Where that money at?
Okay, just hold on to that for now. Okay, on to the women's fastest time. There was a clear winner, and that was Flo. Come choose an envelope.
Risky business. I want the money.
Okay.
I wouldn't have chose that one myself, but...
Okay, Cody, we'll start with you.
Why am I more nervous for this?
Open the envelope and please reveal it to camera.
There's no money in here. Add 5 seconds to one of your competitors' time. Let's get it.
Cody, you got the advantage.
Do I have to pick now?
You gotta pick right now.
Oh, no way. Emmett.
That didn't seem that hard.
No.
I don't think you took
No.
a bunch of time to
No.
think about that.
No.
I wasn't shocked that Cody picked Emmett. I think it's a no-brainer.
I mean, $500 would have been cool, but to put Emmett at a disadvantage, I think was worth a lot more. I could see it stress him out a bit.
Emmett, how do you feel?
Nervous. Gonna have to push a little bit harder now, so see if we can still get him.
I think if Cody was being a little bit more strategic, he would have picked someone lower, more like equal to him. Maybe Bradley or Cam.
Flo?
It's money. Please be the money.
Yeah.
Oh, add 5 seconds to your own time.
You got it.
Anyway.
Likes a challenge.
You needed motivation, girl. That's good work for you.
I need the money, dude. Not motivation.
She picked the envelope that like set her back 5 seconds, but like she's such a strong rider. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she won that second challenge either.
How do you feel?
Challenge? Okay, that's luck, you know? I'm gonna crash it anyway. Whatever. Not the car that I wanted to pick. Obviously, I wanted the money, but that's the luck, and you have to go. So I try not to think about the bad things, just focus on the good stuff and just keep going.
Well, I hope you're not sick of corners yet, because for part 2 of today's challenge, you'll be racing down Bermslang, which is, as you know, an iconic flow trail here at Big White with over 55 bermed and flat corners. We counted. We'll be taking the results from today's slalom challenge and combining it with the race on Bermslang to figure out who will be eliminated this evening. Okay, well that's it for now. See you guys up the mountain. Good luck out there.
Good luck. Bermslang was loose. It was super dry.
It was a flowy track, and when you try to go really fast and race a flowy track, sometimes you mess up.
We were literally looking on the lift for every corner. Where's the rock?
It was a tough one when you are the first one to go in the trail and you know you messed up at the slalom. No, it wasn't surprising for me that I came last because I expected it. I know that's not my strength. Yeah. I've got a little mental battle because on the one side, you've got only one body. I'm a little bit scared to crash on stuff like this. And on the other side, it's competition, so you want to push hard.
Yeah, Laura! Yoo, yoo, yoo. Good girl, looking good. Nice. Pedal, pedal, pedal.
Ryder coming in. Laura, first one to draw push.
Yeah.
Woo! Laura, how'd it go?
Safe, I think.
Safe? Like you played it safe, or you kept it upright and it's a good safe run?
No, I played it safe.
You played it safe?
Yeah.
Nice, well congrats. Another run in the books.
I felt like a little nervous going in. And then I did have a pretty big mistake, and there was a flat corner, the flat left corner, kind of the first, I don't know if it was the first split, but it was definitely at a split. And it caught me off guard, and I actually came off my bike, but I got back on as fast as I could, and I just sprinted my life away for the rest of the trail.
Yeah, Tori! You! Good girl!
Tori came through, doubled the final 2 whoops, and it looked really smooth. She was strong on the pedals.
Oh, Ryder coming in. Tori into the finish line. Woo! How you doing?
I'm all right. I came down in the really flat corner.
Oh, you set it down? You crashed.
Yeah. I'm pretty bummed. But I got up pretty quick, so, and then sprinted through everything else, so hopefully it's not too bad.
I feel like I can't catch a break, but you know, it's not time to complain. It's a competition, so I just have to put my best foot forward and try my best, and yeah, go on from there. I just like dabbed a knee and I lost time. Yeah, I didn't crash or anything. It's just really loose, so.
I came down and had to like pick my
So
bike
did I.
up.
Yeah. So I was more angry than anything. I was like,
No, don't be angry. You gotta just like let it go.
yeah, that's true.
Elena, she's a former BMX racer, so definitely she knows how to corner. She knows to pick the line, you know, that is faster.
Nice girl. Pedal, pedal, pedal.
Elena coming in. Woo! Elena, how'd it go?
I don't know. I have no idea if I won this week's challenge. I mean, I hope I did. I need a strong rebuttal from last week, but we'll find out soon.
I did some mistakes. There were a couple of lines that you could go straight and I missed them, but then in the final section you could sprint and I get up the pedal and I sprint with my life.
Good girl, finish strong, all the way. Pedal, 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 pedal.
I hope that will make the time that I lose in the top.
Whoa.
Rider incoming.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, Flo! Woo! Oh, yeah, girl.
Flo, how are you doing?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, hell yeah.
Even though everyone's competing against each other, it's a really nice environment to be in, especially the women. Like, we're not really holding back information or tips. We just want to see each other succeed because it's just so rad to have women mountain biking in general, and I think that like we're all just stoked to be here and just want to see each other do well because yeah, it's really sweet to see women succeed in the sport.
Just breathe, try to chill out. Think about some of the lines you might know, but just try to drop in and get a feel for the kind of grip before you go too nuts. Come on.
Berm after berm, so it's like carrying speed and trying not to get too excited in the turns is pretty hard for me.
Come on, Bradley. Show us what you got. Yeah, pedal, pedal, pedal.
Yeah, Bradley!
Just pedaled everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Try stay low on the jumps and carry as much momentum around the turns as possible.
It is well past my lunch and nap time, but it's okay, we're riding bikes, that's okay. Stay middle and pedal hard when you can. Don't know the entire track, so we're just gonna take it as we see it. Yeah, I literally told Jason first thing in the morning, today's a new day. And it was a new day, and to ride like it was a new day, it felt really good.
Hell yeah, Cody, come on. Woo! Good boy. Pedal, pedal, pedal.
Come on, Cody!
Oh, I did not know where the finish was.
Well, now you do. Again. Got ya. Get the bike out of the cabbage.
Oh man. Woo! That one was much better though.
Yeah?
Definitely felt a lot more like myself today. So
Oh, yeah.
makes it a lot easier to smile at the end of the day. Woo! To put Emmett at a disadvantage, I could see it stress him out a bit, and so to see and feel his attitude change definitely felt good because he definitely has the upper hand here. Emmett was pushing really hard off the start, and I could tell by how he took the insides how comfortable he was in the dirt, and that's a big thing here. Because some of the berms aren't as big as you want them to be, so you really have to take some chances on the inside. And from what I saw, he did, and it worked.
Yeah, Emmett, come on. You got that. Yeah, buddy.
Emmett, how you doing?
Gassed.
I thought you were gonna say pretty good. I'm glad.
Pretty well gassed. Kept it up in the corners. They're really slippery, so didn't want to throw it away. And pushed hard in the straights. Hopefully it's enough to make 5 seconds.
Challenge 3 in the books. It was all about cornering. Gully, I'm starting with you to talk about Cody, because he had a bit of a redemption arc this episode.
Cody has had a very rough start. It is so great to see him make it through the first elimination, because today we saw him at his best. He was ripping, he was in total control of the slalom track, he had an outstanding downhill race. This kid can ride, and I'm stoked that he made it through. Like, wow.
Awesome, awesome. Christina, tell me about Elena's performance today.
You could tell that Elena knows how to ride the gates. She was very, very fast. She came closest to the cones. It was really good to see her out on the racetrack as well afterwards. I was in a bit of a, we call it the whoop section, and she looked super strong. She did a double-double through there. Luckily, I got to hang out towards the bottom of the track. It was a 3.5, 4-minute track for most people, but man, this whoop section is very enlightening. A lot of the racers weren't quite sure what was coming up, so they just rolled him. But Cody looked good. He had some manuals in there. Bradley was the only one that ran the triple, and Elena looked really good too. She had a couple doubles, so it's good to see the racers with still a little bit of energy to really give it their all at the end. But the times will tell.
Riders who were potentially at the bottom last week, we don't even have to worry about them this week, right?
It was a big change. We went from extremely technical to speed, cornering, and jumps, and the roster has more or less changed up, except for Emmett, who remains at the top because he's strong all the way around.
Mark, I want to bring it back to you and talk about Cam. Cam seems to have the issue of kind of getting really excited in the start gate.
Have a good one, boys.
Yeah. Dropping in and making mistakes immediately.
Come on.
Can you speak to how important that is as a racer to overcome?
I mean, it's a very difficult thing to overcome. Obviously, you're doing something you love and you have a lot of enthusiasm for it, and then you get put under pressure. You're on the clock. You want to perform, but managing those emotions and just riding within yourself at your highest level is a really difficult thing to do. That's what makes a great racer a great racer.
Christina, I'm going to throw to you. Who is another rider who was maybe a little off the back during the slalom challenge?
For me, it would have been Laura. She was a bit quiet to begin with, and we know she's got an injured elbow still, so I could see her just a little bit timid. She didn't want to put it all out there on the slalom course, potentially for risking sliding out and injuring her elbow again, knowing it was a dual challenge day today. So the fact that she turned it around in her race run and she kind of smashed some of the competition there. It's good to see that she was taking risk where she needed to and playing it somewhat safe in the slalom course.
I'd like to ask you about Tori as well. Did that hesitation from the slalom challenge carry to berm sling?
Where I was on course, I actually didn't see that, but then when the results came in, it was clear that she did struggle a little bit. She slid out in one of the corners, which, to be honest, it's to be expected on that course. It was very dry, loose, physical. She looked like she finished strong, but the times don't lie.
All right, this has been a lot to digest, but it seems like we have our bottom two riders. Do we have a decision on who's going home?
I reckon we do.
Let's all go out and tell them. First, I want to say goodbye to Mark. It's been a pleasure having you these past couple weeks. We wish you all the luck in the future races. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I've had a great couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to seeing who wins the Pink Bike Academy.
Good hangs.
Contestants, welcome to the second elimination ceremony. Does it feel real yet?
Yeah.
Pretty real.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I want to start off by saying congratulations. You all stepped it up. The racing this week was incredibly tight, with some of you separated by less than a second. However, none of you managed to beat our secret pros. You'll need to find an extra gear if you want to take them down.
Honestly, I was looking a little more forward to some carnage, especially on the slalom track, but I was really impressed how well everyone held it together. The only few little wipeouts that we saw were because you were actually pushing, and that's definitely what I wanted to see. But at the same time, there were a few people that stood out just a little bit too timid.
Emmett, please take a step forward. Cody gave you a 5-second time penalty in part 2 of today's challenge. How did that feel?
Not very good. Definitely felt a little bit more stress after that, but I knew what I had to do, and I went out to the berm slang race and gave it my all, so hopefully that's enough.
Well, even with a 5-second penalty, you took the top spot in the men's race. Barely. Congrats, Emmett.
Thank you.
You know, I just hope I did enough to not be at the bottom again.
Flo. Laura, please take a step forward. Flo, you set the fastest time on berm slang today, but only just. However, after taking into account the 5-second time penalty, you dropped down to 3rd. Meaning Laura actually set the fastest time on berm slang today.
Nice work, Laura.
Thanks. Good job.
Congrats, how do you feel?
Good. Pretty good after the slalom. It was a little bit like a mental battle, but I think I could manage it.
Do you have more in the tank?
I think so. Yeah, I know that cornering is not my strength, so I think I can push a little bit more.
Well, for someone who isn't super strong at corners, you won the cornering race, so congratulations.
Thanks.
You are both safe. You may take a step back. Tori, Cam, please take a step forward. Cam, you seem to struggle a bit in the slalom race, and unfortunately you posted the slowest time on berm slang. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming. Getting these lanky arms around those tight turns was pretty tough, but and trying to stay on top of the loose corners as well was a struggle for me. So I was stoked to put at least one semi-clean run down, so I'm happy enough.
Did you learn anything?
Yeah, always learning. Where to kind of rein it in. Yeah, it's always learning to keep at that 80%.
Tori, you looked a little timid out there on the slalom course, and unfortunately, you hit the deck on berm slang, which did cost you a lot of time. Were you your own worst enemy today?
I think I definitely got in my head a little bit. And then, yeah, when I kind of fell on the flat corner in berm slang, I tried to just sprint as hard as I could and pedal as much as I could, but yeah.
Tori, you've shown a ton of guts and determination here at Pink Bike Academy, but unfortunately, this week, the clock beat you. Your time at the Pink Bike Academy has come to an end. Sorry.
I think I'm a much better rider than what I showed today, and I'm pretty bummed that I'm not able to showcase my full riding potential and that it got cut short.
That definitely didn't go the way I thought it.
That was not.
I'm shocked. I think they took out one of the more toughest contestants here. That's the way I feel.
Yeah, I feel like she's like has the best attitude here and so confident. And
she smashed the FTP. She's definitely a strong rider. For me, it was a surprise.
But execution matters. And you drop the ball one time, that you don't get past the ball back again. So it's like, which kind of sucks.
You can miss. You got lucky, dude.
I think in situations like this, it's really easy to beat yourself up and kind of look back and look over what you've done and kind of like go through it piece by piece and really pick it apart and give yourself a hard time. But I'm also learning through this and learning that this is just the nature of racing. And if this is something that I want to do, then I'm gonna have to learn to be okay with failure and learning that failure is just a part of sport. And over everything, what I've learned from today is gonna be the most valuable lesson from this whole competition.
When we both got called forward, I still thought like, nah, we're both all right. Going on previous efforts in our FTP test and the first race that we've done. But then when she got called for going home, we were all very shocked, and that was the big reality check.
Instead of it making me feel like I don't want to ride anymore, that I should give up, it's just motivating me to do better. And I think that has just shown me that I am a competitor. As an athlete, I hope that being on the Pinkbike Academy gives me some experience within the industry and learning about racing in general. Like I said, I've never raced before, so it's been such an experience just learning, even just being here with Christina and Gully and talking to them about what it's like being a professional mountain biker has been so enlightening.
Your elimination puts a lot of pressure. At least I feel it that way. Like, you're strong and you got eliminated just for, I don't know.
It's a reality check for us all, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's like really clear that they just like every day they just like start over and like nothing's being carried over.
Oh no.
Yeah,
sure,
that's like a shock as well, yeah.
Should keep that in mind moving forward. Like no one's really safe, even if you like do well in a challenge one day.
Yeah. Emmett, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went pretty deep.
He had some motivation. It was a real quiet pedal up.
You made me angry.
Don't make him angry.
I want you guys to make me angry because that goes pretty far.
There was no shortage of racing action from our two-part cornering challenge. All of our contestants pushed it to the limit, and some even pushed beyond it. With the pressure mounting, Cody redeemed himself, while unfortunately, Tori couldn't handle it and found herself going home. The racing is only getting tighter, with some riders separated by less than a second. Next time on Pinkbike Academy, we want to see just how much they have left in the tank.
Come on, Gully, don't do this to me.
I hope they rest up well, because in the next challenge, they are going to be completely out of their comfort zone.
I think I could actually see my heart beating from the outside.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pro Tips with Addison Zawato. This week, we're talking about tools, specifically your tire pressure gauge and your shock pump. You're gonna wanna use the same ones throughout the entire season so you have a nice, consistent reading when adjusting your bike for race day. Thanks for tuning in for Pro Tips with Addison Zawato. See you back next week.